So my first presenter is actually not Dr. Alfonso Iorio. It's actually someone who's probably doing majority of the work, and it's actually Arun Keepanasseril. And I know that I did not fully say that correctly, but Arun, I tried. So Arun is a project manager at McMaster, where a CBDR is being held. He is an eHealth master graduate, as well as he's been working on CBDR since September 2013. So without further ado, Arun, if you could please come up and give us the update.
Oh, I didn't get to see this. Oh, wait. Okay. So thank you for this opportunity, and I must say that, sorry to disappoint, and I think you'll have to wait until tomorrow to hear from Dr. Iorio about the project update. So let me get started. So first up, I'm just trying to give you, my objective today is not to talk too many details about the implementation. I'm sure, we are going to hear more nuances from the speakers down the line. So I'm just trying to lay the foundation here, showing you where we are and where we are hoping to be in the next, maybe 6 months to 1 year. So this is the map you see here is the implementation map at last AGM, actually, the April 2016. The red pins are the ones, the HTCs who were implemented at that point, 5 in number. And when we move to April 2017, we do have a bit more, red pins. Actually, 16 out of the 23 expected and 25 total are implemented. So that's around 68% of the total HTCs here. There are a few gray flags there, but they are really, really close to being implemented. So a bit more details about the implementation. So in April 2016. So this is just a fictional graph, which I, use myself to track the project progress here. So I assign, weightage to each step, we have to take to get a center implemented. And this is what we were in April 2016. And now you can see that there are, the skyscrapers are more looking like Toronto now. So 16 centers implemented. And I don't have a pointer here. So if you look at the 3, how do I show something on the?
You just kind of have to describe it, like Dr.
Yeah. Well, so all I want to tell is that the 3 Alberta centers are, moving in tandem, and we are expecting them to be signing the last bit of paperwork. I mean, we generated quite a bit of paperwork, most likely this summer, and Winnipeg is also just right there for the last mile is taking a bit of, it's been a bit of a pain, the very last mile. So those 4 centers should be up and running, let's say in 30 to 60 days time. And that will take us to around about the 20 mark. And that's where I hope, that's where I expect us to be by fall of 2017. Now, just a recap of what we have brought to you guys, especially the patients. We have now a French app, which is a separate app, not an English version of the same app. It's actually a separate app on the App Store, running both apps running on iOS, the Apple and Android platforms. And with the version 3.4, we listen to the patients, and we have brought data export capability for patients. So, you guys can log into My CBDR on the web, and take your data out, and if you want to keep an offline copy of your treatment and bleeds, or if you just want to export it to a CSV and do some research on your own, which surprisingly many of you are doing and finding insights about themselves, so you can export it to a Word, a PDF, a CSV, and manipulate it or just keep it in your file. So that's been a very welcome addition to the MyCBDR web version. Actually, there is a lot of things happen on the CBDR front, especially the MyCBDR data on a given day. So if you look at the bottom of the picture on your screen, you will see that on an average around 300 infusions, let's say 250 infusions, are recorded by patients daily on a daily basis. That translates to so this pie chart is actually a picture of shows you how much data is being contributed or was contributed in the last year by patients and clinicians, and you will see that approximately 90% of data has been contributed by the patient. So it's really busy. I think most of you are using it, and we are trying to keep it more usable. There are lots of suggestions which are coming from the users. Many of you want a notification feature, a reminder feature, a calendar feature to integrate with the calendars. I mean, they're all gone to the developers, and we will actually, the backlog is actually quite long at this point. We'll get them in at some point. And there were some patients even asking for the fingerprint scanning without, I don't want to log in every time. I want to just use my fingerprint to log into the app, and it came from somebody who was 75. So thank you. Yes, he made a point to call the CBDR help desk, and tell us that just let's look at some numbers here. Just for you guys, those of you who are interested in numbers. We do have currently around 3,700 patients registered in CBDR, out of which around 1,300 are consented. So, the process of consenting is going on, sequentially as patients come in to the clinic or when they sign up for the MyCBDR app. So, right at this point, last year we had around 1,400 patients and 400 odd patients consented. So I think we are going around 30 to 40% of patients consented, and that should increase once the implementation is completed, probably by another 6 months, and then that proportion should increase and probably move up into 60s or 70% down the line. 752 MyCBDR patients on MyCBDR, 90 clinical users. So here, we are trying to make sense of those numbers as to what proportion of our total population is covered by CBDR. In red, you have the current CHR numbers. And in blue you have the CBDR numbers. So what is expected is around 68% of the country should have been in CBDR at this point, but the total numbers show that we are at around 40% at this point, probably because there are 3 centers whose CHARMS data is being processed at this point, and there are the centers who are starting afresh on CBDR, not bringing in the previous data. And then Quebec centers, we are still working on the contract to bring in the non-home users, the non-home care users into the system. So that's why there is a bit of discrepancy. But if you look at the far left, the hemophilia A severes, we are doing as we expected, like around 68% of the total number are using CBDR, MyCBDR. I'm sorry, they are in CBDR at this point. It doesn't mean that they are using the app. The same with the severes in hemophilia B. The huge gap is with the miles, and probably there is some need of reconciliation of numbers even in CHR there, because we are looking at the numbers and we find there are at least 300 to 400 people about 80 to 90 years of age, currently in CHR. That numbers may have to be reconciled. And then also for the von Willebrand's, it's only 25% is being, around 25%, less than 25 is being covered at this point. With the Quebec centers coming in and with the rest of the pending migrations happening, even that proportion should go up. So these are all work in progress. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer, about the numbers. By the way, we do have a bilingual help desk, if you don't know. So we have a help desk who speaks French as well now. And we do have a CBDR desk right outside. We are the desk without a banner, so it's very easy to find. So, rest everybody came well prepared, and, so we are just sitting at the corner, hiding behind the door to the ballroom. So if you have your comments, if you have any suggestions, or if you have any questions about how the whole thing is moving, feel free to drop in. I'll be there all day. Thank you.